Hello everyone and welcome back to another demo of GCP. So in this video we are going to learn how to deploy a Python application in the GCP cloud, and this application is going to manage a list of books, and the user will be able to add, edit and delete the books and can able to collect the data like author, title and description in a form, right? And first we will create an initial application that will store the data in memory Python dictionary, which causes all books to be lost when the application crashes or stops and restart. It won't able to maintain that state. And then we will modify this application to store all of the book data in a Firestore so that it won't lost. So whenever user able to refresh or whatever, it won't lost and it will save the data. And then we also able to see how we can able to add a functionality to store the cover images of the book in a cloud storage. And in this video you will learn how to create a simple Python Flask web application, how to create a Firestore database to store application data. So now let's jump into the Google Cloud dashboard, and in our dashboard we are going to open the Cloud Shell. Let's open it in a different window. Okay, great. We will start with creating an empty directory bookshelf, and then I will create a requirements.txt file with the default requirements for this application, which is Flask, Unicorn and Google Cloud Logging. Okay, Flask is the web application, the Unicorn is to run the HTTP server, and then the Google Cloud Logging to log our errors. And after this we will run the install command, pip3 install command, which will install our requirements. Okay, so installation is done. Next, now we create the source code. So first of all we are going to create the database code. So this is our booksdb.py, and here I have some sample code for reading, creating and updating. Let's create this. So this is the content you can see. You can read from the database, you can create new. Okay, next create the HTML template. So first I'm going to start with creating a base template, so which will hold the basic doc type, definition, then the head and then the body, and inside this we will list our pages. Now let's create a list template. This is our list template, which will have a heading of books and then the a tag and then the all of the books from the books array. So it will iterate from that array and list the books. And after this we will create a view template. This is the view template code. Don't worry about the code, I will give all of the code in the description of this video. And this will be a view for the selected book. And now we will create a form template to add a new book to our application. So this is a HTTP HTML form which will have a title, an author, a published date and a description. Okay, and then we are going to create the main Python file, which is our main file, which import all of these templates and give us the application running. Okay, so now all of the files we have created. Let's have a look all of the files that we created. So we have created books DB, which have the DB, and then the main file which will import everything and give us the application running, then the requirements file which will have all of the packages that we require for this application, and then a templates directory. And the templates directory have a base.html, which is the base, which has header and body, head and body, and then a form to add a new book, a list.html which will list all of the books, and view.html to view a single book. Now with our next command, let's run it on local. We'll cd into bookshelf and then we run it with the Unicorn on 8080 port. Okay, it's started. Now let's click on the web preview and preview on port 8080. This should spin up our application, as you can see. So this is our app with no books at the moment. So this is our plain application as I mentioned. So this is just have in memory books, so we can go ahead, we can create a book. Let's create a book. Let's add Harry Potter, author J.K. Rowling, date published I think 1998, and visit default. Okay, let's save it, and you can see the book right over here. Okay, go back to books and you can see the title and the author. You click on it and you can see able to view the detail of this book. So now this application is ready, but this is just in memory. So if we exit and restart the application, all the data will be lost. Or let's say you are running it on the server and it crashes, then all of the data will be gone. So in our next exercise, we are going to store this into Firestore, and we need to go back into our GCP dashboard, close this here. Let's go into Firestore, and then create a Firestore database. Let's keep it default. Let's select one region only instead of multi-region. I think that's all. Let's create a database. Okay, so our database is ready, and first of all, to start using the Firestore, we need to install the Firestore, and for that let's edit our requirements.txt file and add here the dependency Google Cloud Firestore 2.12. Save it and close this, and now let's install this. Okay, it got installed. Okay, so now to start using it, we need to change our booksdb.py file. Let's view it content. So this is the file that we created previously. Okay, as you can see, so we have all of the method to read, create, update and delete, and we just need to update all of this method to start using Firestore in this one. Okay, so I'm just going to copy paste the code over here. So this is our code. So we are importing Firestore from Google Cloud, and then I have created a function document to dictionary. So this will basically convert the Firestore document to Python dictionary, and then the code will work as it is because it is expected a dictionary, right? And in read, now we are getting the db from Firestore client, and then db.collection books, and then we are getting the document by the book id and returning by calling our document to dictionary function, which we just created above. Similar for create. So when we are creating, we get the data from form, and then I created a Firestore instance, and then db.collection.books document, and then we set the data, and then simple we return what it is set. Same for update and same for delete. Okay, now let's go back to our Google Cloud and update our file. So I'm simply going to remove the previous one. Okay, and create again. I'm simply going to remove the previous one and create it again. Okay, right, let's try to run this application again. Now let's go back and let's try to run our app again and open the web preview, and let's see if it is work. on a server error. Okay, let's go back. It says not found. Let's try to stop it and run it again once, because I saw the same error there. Okay, let's run the preview once again. Okay, now it works. Okay, it might take some time to allocate the resources, so now let's go ahead and let's add this once again. Harry Potter, author J.K. Rowling, 98, Officially World. Okay, let's save it, and you can see our application in the same way. Now let's go back to dashboard and let's refresh it once to see if our database is stored. Right, you can see the books collection is being created over here, and inside that it has one document. This is the ID and this is the description, the details. So you can see it automatically provisions it and attach it to our project. So now our data is now start adding into our database instead of the in memory for our Python project. All right, and after that, as I mentioned, so we can able to go into the cloud bucket. And go into the buckets, and we can able to create a bucket over here. Give it a name, let's say bookshelf. Okay, continue. Bucket name is taken. Let's add 01 maybe. Okay, select only one region. Continue. Okay, keep it that default setting. Prevent, uncheck this one for public access prevention on this bucket. Continue. Choose how to project, let it be the same way. Okay, create. So it is now creating the bucket for us. The bucket is ready. Now let's go into the permissions tab, and it's not public by default. And then let's click on grant access, and in principles select all users. Okay, and assign a role, select storage legacy object reader. So this will by default give public access to all of the user. So this is just for testing purpose. When you are in a production, just don't use this one. Okay, so the bucket is ready, and now if you want to use it in the project, so just close it, and same way nano requirements. Okay, and you need to enable it over here, and right, it's ready to use in the project. So in our next video we are going to do that.